And we are recording in 3, 2, 1. Hey, greetings and salutations. Let's try it again. Yeah, let me get a drink. Mouth dry as cotton. And let's start in 3, 2, 1. Greetings and salutations from Greensboro, North Carolina. Typically, I would not be in Greensboro today. I would be in High Point or Winston-Salem, or even somewhere other than that. But this particular day, I am, as you can tell from the accoutrement on the wall there, not in and this funky-looking bed and crap here, that I'm not necessarily somewhere where anybody would want to be on the average turkey day. Started out Friday morning with a very high fever. Call for the bus. EMTs picked me up, brought me to the ER. They took a bunch of blood tests. The ER doc was befuddled by the whole thing. Said, we gave you some stuff for temperature. Go home and take some stuff to knock down the temperature. And if and when the blood tests show anything, we'll call you back. So we didn't hear the phone call, but the first phone call came at 7:45 Saturday morning. Then they called back again, just, I guess, mid-morning and said, Miss Strudy, to put this in a medical fashion, get your ass back here to the hospital. So I got back over here, and they hooked me up. I had, I don't know how many drips going and all this stuff. I had sepsis. I had a blood infection of unknown origin to start with. They have since come down to it is a Streptococcus G virus, which is something, as we read up, that you typically get from, I had to take these off, that you typically get from horses and ponies and rabbits, none of which I own or deal with. I got goats, I got bees, I got dogs, I got fish. I ain't got no ponies, horses, or rabbits, so we don't know where this came from. So when I got here, one of the first things they did was give me ibuprofen for the headache and the pain and stuff, and I wasn't thinking. Typically, I do not take ibuprofen because it makes my legs swell up really badly. They were already beginning to swell up pretty badly, and it just generally has gone, they've gotten rid of the blood part of this, but my leg looks like something from The Walking Dead. Many of you will be eating at some point from today until the rest of your life. You don't need to see this. If you're really hardcore. Hang on. For anybody that's worried about the hospital crud, that ain't the hospital crud. It's dryness. My throat feels like it's sticking together at my vocal cords. So, but for anybody that's really hardcore and ghoulish, I am being. I'll send you a picture. It's worth seeing. So we're at stage 2 on, or stage 3 on antibiotics. The regular hospital wing doctor called in an infectious disease doctor on Friday, talked to him in here with us yesterday and said, do you think we should bump up the antibiotics? He said no. When the regular doctor came in this morning and saw my leg, he went the hell off. He said, if you'll hang here for just a second, I'm going to go call the other doctor and talk to him. We really couldn't tell what he was saying, but when you can hear somebody through the wall going, you know that cat was pissed. So they upped the dosage on the antibiotics. I was supposed to be getting fluids the whole time, and for whatever reason, they keep turning it off. They've never had an order to turn it off. So we don't know what they're doing. So my wife questioned that this morning, and they said, well, it looked like, when we came on the shift, it was this and that and the other thing. And then when the doctor came in, he said, well, why is it off? And we're like, well, we asked that question. We didn't get a satisfactory answer. So he called the floor nurse and got her in here, and he kind of chewed her ass too about, hey, it says keep the fluids coming. It doesn't say keep them fluid when you want to or keep them running when you want to. So right now, waiting for the infectious disease doctor to come back in again. Sitting here in the hospital alone, not because my family doesn't care, but because I think it's just patently ridiculous for somebody to skip a huge family event that happens one time a year because one old dude has a beat up leg. I love them. I love every one of them to death. But if it was one of them, I'd have come by here this morning and said, hey, baby, is there anything I can do for you? I love you. I'll be back after the dinner. We're cold. I ain't gonna lie to you. My family can be cold. Not because we don't care, but because we're pragmatic. I guess that's the other thing that happened is we got back in here Saturday morning, and Sunday morning the leg looked so bad that Mr. Steve-O and I both were looking at it, and she and I had both had the same thought. How long are we going to mess around with this before we take the leg off? Because staying up here, 5 or 6 weeks, and then having somebody say, well, you spent, $67,000 on rooms and board and hospital pizza and all this stuff, and we can't solve it, so now we're going to take your leg off. I firmly thought that's where we were going, and I'm pretty sure that's where she thought we were going too. And as it turns out, not so much. I mean, he was shocked that we even asked. He was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? We're nowhere near anything like that. And like, yeah, but we don't know. So when he showed up here this morning and it was twice as bad as it was yesterday, then he was not happy either. So anyway, that's what's going on with me today. Going back to the beginning of this, to all friends and family out there, all my YouTube folks that I love to talk to once in a while. For some reason, it's gotten to be just kind of out there kind of stuff that gets me spurred on, but I just spend most of my time. I got to change the way I'm doing things because right now what I'm doing ain't working. I got 99 projects in the fire, and I keep getting a half a project done and adding 2 more projects. And when I reached 101 the other day, I'm pretty lucky my wife did not realize the shotgun was loaded. So, because I think she's had about enough. Man, I can't say that I blame her. I've been a handful up here. Between the drugs and the just general pain and suffering, I've been kind of grumpy, needless to say. And so, to you, honey, in front of the whole world, I want to say thank you, and I apologize for being such a overbearing prick, because I have been a few times. I stood my ground when I probably just should have said, okay, and it's just me being me. That's all I can say. So I'm sorry, Janet. Anyway, that's what I got for today. Y'all be well. Wild Bill and Mike and Mikey and everybody else out there, you guys be well today, and just take care of yourselves, and let's hope we all get to say hello again next Thanksgiving. It's your old buddy Steve-O saying adios. Well, not adios. Yeah, adios. Happy trails. I've had some of them too. Little people talking to me because of the fever and the drugs. Oh yeah. There's a lizard that jumped from the Sharps container to the Purell thing there by the bathroom door. Disappeared in between. It was kind of cool. Some little kid keeps looking through the hole in the door in the bed over here. There were 3 guys standing in the corner talking the other night. It's been fun. At least I recognize a hallucination when I see one, and I don't freak out. So, wish I was having some fun ones, We're talking, I need some of that Carlos Castaneda stuff here, Not this feverish kind of crap. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna let everybody go. It's probably longer than it should have been because it's just I'm over-explanatory and verbose. And everybody take care of themselves, and I will talk to all of you soon. Love everybody. Steve-O, be out.